And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's had an awesome week so far. Hopefully you guys got some big plans planned for riding this wonderful weekend. At least it's wonderful in our area. So yeah, what is going on? Let's see here. Pull up the chat. We are definitely going to be talking about some fun stuff today. And when I say fun, I mean miserable. I got a premiere video that will start right after this about turbo trainers, cycling trainers, and things like that. Zwift, Trainer Road, other applications. So stay tuned after this video to watch that, or after this live stream to watch that. But yeah, so trainers. I know this is in our area, the northern hemisphere, in the middle-ish area of the U.S., North Carolina. Temperatures are finally getting to a wonderful point where the highs are in the low 70s, which, you know, I would assume a lot of people would say that's the perfect riding temperature. This is also the time of year when we start to get a little bit of rain and wind picks up and things like that. So the warm weather coming on board does come with some consequences. But for some folks, we sat on trainers all winter, or a majority of the winter, trying to keep our fitness and training for race events, whatever may come our way during the warmer months here. So that's what we're kind of here to talk about, is trainers. Stupid trainers. And not sure out there if anybody uses them. Me and my wife definitely use them quite a bit. So not afraid. I use them all year round. Not afraid to hop on a trainer if I need to. Not scared to spend 4, 5, 6 hours on a trainer. I've done upwards of 15.5 hours on a trainer with 15 to 18 minute breaks off of it every 2 hours. Things like Zwift and Trainer Road, TVs with Netflix, make it easy. You know, you don't get to occupy yourself. So I don't think it's a horrible thing to hop on a trainer and ride. But I do know there are some folks out there that would argue that trainer miles aren't real miles. I kind of agree that they're not miles at all because you're not moving anywhere. But time spent on a trainer is time spent riding a bike per se. You do, I think, get maybe a little bit more of a workout doing trainer stuff than you do outdoor riding, simply because you're constantly pedaling. There is no break in your pedaling when you're outside, so you are constantly moving your feet. So let's see here, trying to see if I can pull up the live stream on my phone, make sure everything looks good and everything is great. So bear with me a second. All right. So yeah, but yeah, trainers. Trainers are great these days, as or I should say great these days compared to what was available literally 6, 7, 8 years ago. So trainers, you know, have come a long ways, long ways. What's up? Too much bikes. Too much bike, I mean, I'm sorry. Don't know why I threw an S in there. But yeah, trainers have come a long ways in the last like 5, 6, 7 years. Now you have variable trainers, or different variations of trainers, whether you have a wheel-on trainer or a wheel-off. You have fluid trainers, mechanical trainers that you know, mechanically or magnetically add resistance. You have trainers that are smart and will, you know, basically give you resistance on a program, whether it's, you know, just loading Trainer Road and saying, okay, you've got these target watts that you have to hit, and you have to hold it, or it will, I guess it's called ERG mode, adjust that for you, and you're able to essentially, you know, without effort, or I should say without any intervention, be able to obtain the watts that the training program or the workout that you're doing will do. There's also the video game aspect of it, which is Zwift, and I am definitely a Zwifter. I use Zwift at least 5 times a week, sometimes more during the winter months. So I'm all over Zwift, and actually enjoy it. If it wasn't for Zwift, I wouldn't have been able to lose 70, 80 pounds. I wouldn't have the fitness that I do today, and I wouldn't be able to gain fitness like I do, just because I don't always have time to hop on the bike and ride outdoors. So, so too much bike. You ever hit the trainer? Do you like to pedal indoors, or do you strictly stick to those mountain biking trails outdoors? I do love the outdoors, and I do love me some single track and some gravel. So there is no replacement for that, but trainers do make it easy, right? So let's see. So yeah, Zwift. Has been a saving grace. I'm able to, you know, chat with people across the world. I'm able to set up group rides. Able to do workouts through that. I also use Trainer Road for workout plans. We do have the Appalachian Journey coming up. Nice. You know, I don't blame you. I'd stay outdoors if I could. And mine's in a basement. I don't have my trainer in the garage, so we're still, you know, fully, you know, air conditioned and heated when needed. So that makes it a lot easier. I'm assuming in the garage still gets cold in the wintertime, and it's still hot in the summertime. So, but yeah, we got that Appalachian Journey coming up. So I've actually been doing a 2.5 month training plan leading up to that, so that I can make sure that I can handle the pace that Greg over at Pedal Visions, if you haven't subscribed to that channel or checked it out, go over to Pedal Vision on YouTube. But he's going to throw me into the weeds with so fast paced, not quite racing, but we're definitely going to try to do it a lot faster. The Appalachian Journey, I think we chose the 65-70 mile route, and I think there's roughly 7,000 feet of elevation in that, so definitely needed to up my fitness a little bit to keep up with him. And yeah, should be a fun time. And if it wasn't for that trainer, I wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah, trainers suck. In the grand scheme of things, they're not the greatest as far as truly fully replicating, you know, the outdoors or anything like that. But they serve a purpose, and I fully embrace it, and don't hate on anybody that likes to use a trainer. I do find it strange that some people do like to hate on people who do use a trainer, and think that they shouldn't, because I guess these people are purists and think that, you know, yeah, you just go outside and ride regardless. But you know, that's their opinion, and my opinion is, if you want to ride the trainer, great. If you don't want to ride the trainer, great. More power to you. I'm glad there's some people out there that will endure, you know, sub-freezing weather just to go ride a bike. I'm not one of those guys. So, so you know, it's just one of those things that it really doesn't bother me. Like I said, 15.5 hours is the most that I've done. It definitely put me in one of those dark spots in the back, you know, in my head, in a dark place. It definitely takes some mental fortitude, so to say, I guess, to ride. It's these days I can hop on there on a Saturday morning with the Bear Mountain Trainer Riders out of Bear Mountain, I guess is the area up in up in New York, and those guys do a 100-mile ride at 8:10 every Saturday morning during the winter, or trainer months, I should say. And I don't mind hopping on there with the C group and knocking out 100 miles. Typically, the last 10 miles of that 100 miles, I do like to partake in a beer or two. So that's another cool thing, is it's hard to ride outdoors and drink a beer at the same time. But you can ride indoors and drink a beer at the same time. And speaking of beer, I'm going to go ahead and crack my beer open, since this is beers over gear talk. And tonight, wherever you are and whatever time it is, we're going to go with this nice local brew from Four Saints Brewing Company in Asheboro, North Carolina. These guys brew excellent beer. Last week I think I had a Wise Man beer, Four Saints. I prefer them over Wise Man, actually. Sorry, Sam. But this beer is a Imperial Stout that has been bourbon barrel aged. It is called Impending Grace, and it's rich, thick, and tasty. This particular one I found in the back of my garage fridge, just sitting there, screaming to be opened up on a live stream. So I found it last week and said, okay, cool, this is definitely a beer that we're going to open up and partake. I can't see to get the camera to look at it again. Oh well, there we go. And yeah, it's a really good beer. So it's dark, it's heavy, it's probably close to 11% alcohol, so it's not a lightweight beer. And this particular one has been sitting in the refrigerator for, I would say, close to two and a half years. It was dated, can date was it was 2021 on the bottom of it, so it'd been there for a while. It's going to be extremely chocolatey and have some really nice bourbon notes to it. So as you can see, nice chocolatey looking head on it. Got a fancy little glass to put it in. So cheers. But yeah, the trainer. I've mentioned different programs out there, or I mentioned a couple of programs that I use. I use Zwift and I use Trainer Road. I at some point would like to put together a quick video on how to yeah, wow, it's a good beer, let me tell you. I would like to put together a video, probably just a quick how-to on sync or hook up or be able to use both Zwift and possibly another program, but I'm using Trainer Road together so that you can ride on Zwift but get your workout resistance and all that from Trainer Road. And it's extremely easy if you have a PC or a Mac. And I'm gonna, like I said, I think I'm gonna do a how-to video. It shouldn't take much more than, I mean, I could probably make a short out of how to do it, but I'll probably do both a short and a long format video on how to do that. Make the short really quick, and then the long format be a little bit more intuitive on what you need and how you need to do it. But Ant Plus is the best thing that I found that it works with. I know some folks that have used Ant Plus Bluetooth to sync them up. But yeah, you're able to still grab those virtual miles off of Zwift while doing your trainer workout through Trainer Road. Zwift does have some pretty decent training programs or training workouts and not just single workouts, but actually plans themselves, you know, baked into the software. So if you're in the mood to do an FTP builder, or you're planning on your very first century ride or something of that nature, you can pick up or like utilize training plans to obtain whatever goal it is that you're looking for. And there are a lot. I think there is a website, I'd have to look it up. I could probably possibly pull it up to see, called What's on Zwift, and it will tell you the details, I think, of almost every single training workout that they have on Zwift. And then you also can custom build workouts and things like that as well. So yeah, so it's called What's on Zwift, and it has, like I said, it's got all the different programs and things like that listed, or plans and workouts listed out on it. So pretty cool. They also tell you the worlds. There's several different worlds on Zwift and things like that. So tell you the different worlds that are currently active. like today. Watopia is always active, and then there's London and Yorkshire. So kind of cool, right? You can see over here popular workouts, people that are doing. You can do ramp tests to figure out what your FTP is, so that you can, and I absolutely recommend doing some form of FTP test, whether it's a ramp test or FTP short or an actual FTP test, so that you can actually input that information into your workouts so that you can properly train without overreaching, overtraining, burning yourself out, or not putting in a high enough number or the accurate number, and then just not getting the workout and the results that you're looking for when you are training and things like that. So definitely do an FTP test. But, you know, like part of this, the descriptions for these videos or stuff that I posted on Facebook, things like that, it's torture. FTP tests are horrible. They're like the worst. And Trainer Road also has an AI style FTP detection that I have found to be fairly accurate, so I utilize that a lot of times. I believe Exert is another program out there that also does the AI FTP detection. Highly recommend those if you have done FTP tests in the past and know that the data that they're spitting out at you is close enough in line that you can go with it. But yeah, so all kinds of different workout schedule, like, you know, all kinds of things that you can do from a workout standpoint on here. See if I can find, oh yeah, up here at the top, workouts, and this will kind of list out some of the workouts, give you the details about them and things like that. So highly recommend checking those out if you're looking into workouts, wanting to get into workouts and stuff like that. And a trainer is the only way, or one of the only ways I know of, that you can get away with that. So yeah, it's kind of once again, you know, my basement is not just my YouTube studio, but it's also my pain cave, you know. So such a satirical thing to say, I guess, or cliche thing to say, I don't know. It's definitely definitely a lot of hurt goes on down here. My wife actually just did I think a race earlier, did a race yesterday, group ride today, workout, no, group ride today, race yesterday. I can't remember. I think it's Thursday she did a race. Today she did a race. And oh man, dude, awesome. Thanks, man. Thanks. Love it. I appreciate it. And cheers, and you have a good evening, and don't let the wife yell at you like that, man. So yeah, so the wife was doing some racing Tuesday and today. She does group rides and rides and things like that. So she's also a Zwifter. She does not ride outdoors whatsoever. So it's also been kind of something that's helpful for her to, you know, maintain fitness and health, you know, things like that. So appreciate it. Thank you. And Too Much Bike, go check out his channel. He's also up and coming YouTuber, and has a lot of single track and mountain bike videos, a lot of first person type, you know, point of view, so you get to see it from his chesty and get to see all kinds of stuff. And yeah, go check him out. So, but yeah, one of the things I failed to mention about Zwift as well is, not only do they have workouts, not only can you do group rides, you can do your own club rides. You can set up a club on there. You can do meetups where you got friends that are on Zwift, or you know, gotten acquaintances and things like that. You can easily do a meetup to where them can ride either in private or with everybody else in the world that you're riding in. Clubs are kind of the same way. And then there's races, and there's like literally like e-sport racing at pretty much a professional level. There's all kinds of stuff, and all of it going back to the trainer, based off of having a trainer in your house. So some of the things I don't like about that is the fact that, you know, certain trainers have different power outputs and different power readings and things like that. So you run into folks who may have a wheel on trainer, so you don't pull the back wheel off, you just adjust a roller and kind of make that tension. You got to get it perfect, but there's, I think, a lot of power that's lost there. So essentially when I had my first smart trainer that gave resistance, it was a wheel on, had a roller, and I mean, I know I was, fitness wise, wasn't where I wanted to be, but I had worked my way up to a 300 watt FTP. Then I got a wheel on, or wheel off trainer, which was a Wahoo trainer, and the Wahoo kicker, and I lost like 40 watts, so I would drop down to 260 watts, but worked my way back up to about 295. All right, that trainer, I ended up saying, okay, my wife Courtney was getting extremely serious about doing indoor cycling and things like that. So I was like, you know what? I'd also had gotten laid off and picked up a new job, and the job paid pretty decent. So I was like, all right, I'm going to treat myself, since I finally got a job, to a new trainer. So I got the Tacx Neo 2T when it first came out, and basically handed the Wahoo kicker over to Courtney. And same thing happened again from the Wahoo kicker to the Tacx Neo 2T. I lost about 30 watts and dropped my FTP, and been trying to catch up to that 290 ever since. So hasn't been working out great, but with that said, not all trainers are created equal. So racing and things like that, I kind of don't like the racing aspect of it, because one person could be on a wheel-on trainer and his fitness level or her fitness level be a lot less than yours and beat you all the time. And you get out in the real world, and that stuff kind of shows a little bit more true. You know who the fast people are, you know who the slow people are. Kind of hiding behind a keyboard on a trainer is easy to do. So you know, I take it all in fun and don't take seriousness into it, into account. But there are racing leagues that do some pretty serious stuff with it, with video weigh-ins and all kinds of different things. Sometimes I think they even have and hold races where everybody comes into a centralized location, whether it be a restaurant, a bar, or a fitness facility of some sort, and trainers are provided. You bring your bike, you slap it on there, and then everything is kind of calibrated the same. I will say my Garmin, or I should say Tacx, who is owned by Garmin, Tacx Neo 2T, and I have the Garmin SPD pedals, or SPD, what are they, L's, the road pedals. They're not SPD, I don't even know why I said that. They're road pedals. They're the, I forget which Garmin power meter pedals they are. They're dual power meter pedals, and I have connected them to my Wahoo head unit while running the trainer connected to the computer, and then compared the the fit file afterwards, and found that there was a slight variation, which was like literally 0.13% difference at 700 watts between my pedals and my trainer. So I know that the trainer I have is pretty doggone close to the trainer. So I know now I'm actually, and plus to having power meters for a road bike going outside, I now can kind of look at the numbers and say, okay, yeah, these numbers look accurate outdoors, because I've compared them to numbers that I do indoors. So we're getting close to 6 minutes away. We're getting close to 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is when the premiere of my new video is going live, and it should all just kind of move itself over, which is be kind of cool to see how that all works out and things like that. So let's see. Looking at various things and stuffs. Yeah, so all right, time for viewers, whether you're watching this on the replay or here live, comment down below. Do you have a trainer? Do you like training on trainers? Do you prefer to train outdoors in the real life? If you don't like trainers but live in an area where the climate's cold, what do you do? Do you just not ride in the wintertime, or do you just endure the pain of the cold? Bundle up and grab a fat bike and plow snow. What do you do? And then if you do any like racing or anything like that, do you find that the trainer is a must-have in order to do that. Yeah, what is it that you do? What else did I have to talk about? Let's see. You know, I mentioned Zwift, Trainer Road, Exert's another program. Ruvi was another one where, which is a little bit different. I think there's another program out there. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's still around. A lot of programs, a lot of games, a lot of workout type applications for PCs, Macs, and stuff like that have started up and disappeared all kind of at the same time. Like, it's just, Zwift is nailing the market with it, and it's hard to get past and beat Zwift. But Ruvi would take live video footage of different areas, locations, and things like that. So if you want to go climb, I don't know, Ventoux, or let's see, Alpe d'Huez, but then it's Alpe d'Huez or whatever it's called. You could actually go climb those. There's even, I found, if I'm not mistaken, in Ruby, I could find routes that people have recorded video footage of the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, and go ride those routes. I could climb Mount Mitchell, I believe. So kind of a cool aspect. Now, the one thing that I thought was a little weird is that you've got this live video footage, and then all of a sudden, your little avatar is like a little digital Mario brother kind of like looking thing. So yeah, not ideal for being kind of immersed into the program, where at least with Zwift, even though the graphics aren't perfect, and I wish they would use something like the different gaming engines, Unreal, or I think Unreal is one of the engines, but there's different engines that you could use to program your games against that are tried and true. I wish they would have used something like that, but I think those are a little bit more open sourced, and they wanted to do something a little more closed sourced. Who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of different programs out there that can kind of sort of immerse you into it, but Zwift so far has been the one that has worked for me, and that's why I continue to use Zwift and Trainer Road for my workouts. I do think Trainer Road has a little bit better strategy behind their workout plans, and then their ability to build custom plans for you for your events throughout the year, I think is really, really good. So a couple minutes away from the premiere. Can't wait to see how this actually works out. So, second episode of Gears Over Beers. I'm sorry, Beers Over Gear Talk. Almost complete here, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, if you're watching a replay, comment down below. Hopefully next time, if you're watching this on the replay, you can join us live and drink a beer with us. Or, you know, beer's not your fancy, you like wine, grab you a glass of wine and flip the TV on and put it on YouTube and watch. So that's, I tell you, Four Saints Brewing Company, Asheboro, North Carolina. If you're in the area, go check them out. If you're coming through the area, driving, check them out, buy some of their beer. If you're near the Triad area of North Carolina, Greensboro, Winston, High Point, if you're near that area, stop by a Lowe's grocery store, or find a bottle shop, Potent Potables, or the Brewer's Kettle, Kernersville, High Point, Clemens, they're all over the place, and pick up a 4-pack, 6-pack, I think they're all 4-packs for the most part, a 4-pack of something from them. Best Way in Greensboro is another great spot to go pick up some local beers, and yeah, get some of their beer. It's phenomenal. But we're about to switch over to the premiere. I want to thank you guys for checking this out. Those that checked it out live, I appreciate it. Too Much Bike, thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate it, and yeah, hopefully we'll catch you out there on the trail, and let's just see how this moves on over to the next stage. If it hadn't moved yet, cheers.